a ghostly figure emerges from the mist of an early dawn, its pale coat shimmering faintly as though not entirely tethered to the physical world. But as the light grows stronger, the haunting beauty of this creature gives way to a ghastly, almost unwatchable sight. The white horse flank, pristine and elegant in its natural state, now bears a grotesque and festering wound, an unnatural crater edged with gnarled flesh and seeping fluids. This is not the work of mere injury. No predator's claw or bite has rendered this horrifying spectacle. This is the outcome of an invader entirely alien to the body of the land-dwelling mammal barnacles. Yes, the very same creatures that cling to the hulls of ships and the craggy surfaces of ocean rocks. Somehow, through an unnerving twist of circumstance, they have made this horse their grotesque, unwilling host. It is not just an injury we observe. It is a symphony of decay and intrusion, an ecosystem blossoming within the flesh of an unwitting participant. Barnacle infestation, though rare in terrestrial animals, can occur under unique and unfortunate circumstances. Barnacle larvae, typically adrift in the briny embrace of the ocean, the key in the vast, unforgiving expanse of the desert, a creature of resilience and endurance roams the camel. But today, we encounter a harrowing sight that challenges our perception of this majestic beast. Meet our unfortunate subject, a camel with a horrific honeycomb wound, a grotesque testament to the harsh realities of life in the wild. This wound, resembling a honeycomb, is not merely a surface injury. It is a gateway to a world of suffering, a festering reminder of nature's darker side. As we delve deeper, we uncover the grim truth behind this affliction, a parasite infestation that has taken hold of our hapless friend. The honeycomb wound is a result of myiasis, a condition where fly larvae invade the flesh, creating a ghastly network of tunnels beneath the skin. These larvae, in the unforgiving expanses of the Arctic wilderness, where ice meets water in a dramatic dance of survival, there exists a creature, the polar bear, that reigns as the unchallenged monarch of the frozen tundra. With fur as white as the snow that covers its habitat, and a strength that has been honed by millennia of evolution, these majestic animals seem invincible. But today, we bear witness to an unsettling anomaly. A polar bear, once the epitome of resilience, now bears the grotesque imprint of an unexpected predator, a hive of bees. The harsh beauty of the Arctic is marred by this horrific sight. The bear's skin, particularly around its back, is pockmarked and raw, a gruesome testament to the brutal reality of life at the intersection of nature's extremes. Picture this: thousands of bees, tiny but relentless, have chosen this massive creature as an unlikely venue for their home. The patchwork of swelling, festering wounds glistens under the harsh sunlight, each a reminder of the astonishing cruelty that nature can inflict. As we explore this bizarre phenomenon, we must first understand why a polar bear, a creature synonymous with raw power, would become a host for such a diminutive foe. The Arctic ecosystem is as delicate as it is brutal. With climate change driving temperatures higher, traditional bee habitats are shifting, bringing them further north than ever before. The polar bear, searching for food in a shrinking territory, inadvertently stumbles upon a bee colony buried beneath the melting snow. What starts as a curious exploration turns into a nightmare as the bear, seeking nourishment, becomes engulfed in a frenzy of stinging fury. In the frozen expanses of the Arctic, where life clings tenaciously to the unforgiving landscape, one can encounter the majestic yet harrowing figure of a polar bear. But imagine, if you can bear to, this noble creature marred by a ghastly sight, a horror embedded deep within its thick white fur. A polar bear, the ruler of the ice, stands proudly yet painfully, its body infested with barnacles, grotesque crustaceans that have claimed a portion of its dignity. As we drift closer, the chilling sight invokes a mixture of awe and revulsion. Barnacles of varying sizes cling to its skin, forming an unsightly armor of nature's persistence. This is not just a story of survival but of discomfort, a reminder that nature, while beautiful, can also be unkind. With each step, the bear's movements are labored, the weight of barnacles binding its body like chains of an ancient torture. Barnacles typically latch onto those who dwell beneath the waves, thriving on the smooth surfaces of whales, ships, and occasionally, the thick skin of polar bears. They are opportunistic creatures, having evolved to anchor themselves to a suitable host where they can feast on a steady diet of nutrients. But this infestation signifies something darker, a disruption in the natural order, suggesting a polar bear weakened by factors beyond its control. perhaps a result of pollution, starvation, or illness. We observe the barnacles, which can grow as large as a quarter, creating painful sores on the bear's body due to their relentless grip. The once pristine coat of the polar bear now is eerily reminiscent of a grotesque piece of art, a blend of nature's beauty with a stark reminder of its unnerving realities. As the frigid wind howls through the icy terrain, we are drawn to the unsettling thought that these barnacles are not merely pests. They are a symptom of a greater malaise troubling the polar bear's environment. Each barnacle attaches itself to the bear's skin, feeding off the body that has become frail through a combination of climate change, dwindling ice habitats, and, inevitably, human neglect. This relationship, albeit parasitic, is a stark reflection of our own existence. As humans modify ecosystems for our benefit, we inadvertently create voids that can lead to such infestations. In our quest for progress, we leave behind creatures like this polar bear, now a canvas for nature's darker artistry, illustrating the consequences of an imbalanced ecosystem. The disgusting nature of barnacle infestation evokes a perverse fact. Imagine the vast, serene ocean, a world brimming with life, harmony, and beauty. Within this seemingly perfect underwater paradise lies a dark secret. The protagonist of our story is a dolphin, majestic and swift, now bearing a gruesome wound. Its sleek, gray skin is marred by an infestation of mussels, creating an unsettling, macabre sight. The viewer's journey into the depths of this marine horror begins with this haunting image, a glimpse into the hidden struggles faced by even the most graceful creatures of the sea. As the camera pans in closer, we witness the raw brutality of the mussel wound. The once pristine dolphin's flesh is now a grotesque canvas, teeming with parasitic invaders. Mussels, ordinarily confined to rocky shorelines and piers, have found a new home, burrowing into the dolphin's vulnerable tissue. Their hard, calcified shells dig deep, creating festering sores that ooze and fester, a testament to the relentless nature of these invasive mollusks. Mussel infestation in dolphins is a rare but harrowing phenomenon. It begins when free-floating larvae, known as veligers, latch onto the dolphin's skin. These microscopic marauders infiltrate the epidermis, setting the stage for their gruesome metamorphosis. As they grow, they develop their protective shells, anchoring themselves firmly into the dolphin's flesh. The once smooth, streamlined body of the dolphin becomes a battlefield, pocked with clusters of mussels, each vying for space and nutrients. The infestation is far from a passive coexistence. The mussel's presence triggers a cascade of inflammatory responses within the dolphin's body. The immune system, recognizing the invaders, mounts a furious defense, resulting in swelling, redness, and the formation of pus-filled abscesses. The constant irritation leads to the dolphin scratching and rubbing against any available surface, exacerbating the wounds and allowing bacteria to flourish. This sinister cycle of infestation, inflammation, and infection transforms the dolphin's once seamless skin into a grotesque mosaic of suffering. Now, let's delve deeper into the life cycle of these parasitic mussels. The ligers, the larval stage, are microscopic. In the heart of Africa, hidden within the vast expanse of the savanna, a haunting spectacle emerges. An awe-inspiring white lion, a rare and majestic creature, roams the land. However, this regal beast carries a macabre burden, a festering wound, grotesque and vile, marred by a sinister infestation of barnacles. This tale delves into the dark, insidious world of barnacle infestation, revealing the grotesque dance between predator and parasite. Prepare yourself for a journey into the depths of nature's most unsettling phenomena. As we venture closer, the pungent stench of decay fills the air, an acrid reminder of the relentless battle between life and death. The lion's once pristine white fur is now matted and stained with blood and pus, a sickening contrast against the purity of its coat. The wound, gaping and raw, teems with barnacles, tiny grotesque creatures that have taken root in the flesh, burrowing deep and feeding off the lion's lifeblood. These barnacles, once confined to the ocean's depths, have found an unlikely host in the king of the savannah. The barnacle infestation begins with a seemingly innocuous encounter. The lion, in its quest for sustenance, wanders too close to the water's edge, where the barnacle's microscopic larvae lie in wait. These parasitic hitchhikers latch onto the lion's skin, their minuscule size rendering them virtually invisible. As the larvae mature, they bore into the flesh, creating a network of tunnels and chambers within the lion's body. The barnacles anchor themselves with tenacity, using their spiny appendages to secure their grip. The lion, now a living host, bears the brunt of their relentless invasion. Over time, the barnacles grow, their calcified shells forming a grotesque armor around a wound. The lion's flesh becomes a breeding ground, a macabre nursery for the parasitic invaders. The barnacles secrete a viscous, adhesive substance, further embedding themselves into the lion's flesh. The wound becomes a festering cesspool, a pulsating mass of barnacles and decaying tissue. The lion's attempts to rid itself of the parasites are futile. The barnacle's grip is unyielding, their hold on the lion's flesh a testament to their resilience. The pain is excruciating, a constant, gnawing agony that ravages the lion's body. The once proud and fearsome predator is reduced to a pitiful shadow of its former self, its strength sapped by the relentless parasitic assault lieutenant. The wound festers, the flesh around it necrotic and putrid. The barnacles thrive, their insatiable hunger driving them to burrow deeper, consuming the lion from within. The lion's roars of pain echo through the savannah, a haunting symphony of suffering. In the second part of our tale,